Every 2 years, EA DICE treats us to a new installment of the Battlefield franchise, and with Battlefield 1 entering its second year, fans of the series are getting very excited. With all this excitement comes rumors and ideas of what will be included in the upcoming AAA first-person shooter. Pew 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 pew. When will it be released? When will it be set? What's the campaign gonna be like? We'll address all these rumors and more in today's video. Strap in, but before we begin, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all our content and ring that bell to become part of our notification squad so you never miss a video. I know, right? Without further ado, here are 10 Battlefield 5 rumors that will blow you away. Modern setting. Like every new first-person shooter, everyone is curious about the setting. Well, there are many different rumors flying around as to where and when Battlefield 5 will take place, and we'll take a look at 3 of them over the course of this video. With Battlefield 4 having taken place in the not-so-distant future of 2020, it wouldn't be surprising to see Battlefield 5 follow suit and set their game anywhere between 2022 and 2025. This would still allow us to use the popular vehicles and weapons we see in armies around the world today, without being so far in the future that there are spaceships and exosuit-wearing super soldiers on the battlefield. Recently, the modern shooter has fallen by the wayside for a focus on the world wars and futuristic warfare, so a return to current times just makes sense for the franchise. We haven't had a modern main title release in the series since Battlefield 4 all the way back in 2013. Even Call of Duty hasn't released a modern shooter since Ghosts in 2013. It's crazy how time flies, huh? By the time Battlefield 5 comes out, it may be half a decade since either of these franchises have had a modern setting, so we feel it's time. Plus, it's easier for gamers to relate to modern times, which may make for a more compelling single-player campaign. Long cinematic campaign. Good franchises always find a way to improve on their strengths, and it's one of the reasons Battlefield has become so successful. Of course, the series prides itself on its multiplayer gameplay, but that doesn't mean the single-player campaign should be pushed aside and rushed. Battlefield 1 essentially came out of nowhere with a terrific episodic campaign. While it did give players the opportunity to take the role of different soldiers across a variety of locations and give us some good insight into World War I, it was quite short when it was all said and done. No matter where Battlefield 5 is set, the campaign can build off Battlefield 1's by turning it into a long cinematic campaign. It's the Saving Private Ryan of video games. We're talking about a 10-hour plus story. While the different episodes in Battlefield 1 were fun to play, there was no character development since it was pretty much 6 single-hour episodes with different protagonists each time. As we all know, the characters make a story, and things get interesting once we develop favorites. None of this was possible with Battlefield 1, but by ditching the episodic nature of the previous campaign, Battlefield 5 can treat us to a truly gripping story focused on a specific squad. Think about it. With EA DICE's attention to detail, the campaign has the potential to set the bar for all future first-person shooter games. World War II setting. After a somewhat disappointing Cops and Robbers spin-off with Battlefield Hardline, the series returned to its roots with the World War I set Battlefield 1. The game was critically acclaimed by both critics and fans who were speculating Battlefield 5 could follow suit and be set during the Second World War. Battlefield is not new to the World War II scene, as their 2002 title Battlefield 1942 was set during the war. Considering how well that game was received, and how historic shooters are once again becoming popular, it wouldn't really be surprising. There's a lot developers could do with a World War II title. With all the different theaters of war to choose from, EA DICE could jump from attack on Pearl Harbor to D-Day on the beaches of Normandy and really show us how these operations shaped the war. Even giving us the ability to control someone on the Axis side would be very interesting, but we'll get into that a little later in the video. Just be patient. The only issue we see with a World War II title is the fact that their bitter rivals at Call of Duty have just released a game set during the war. It would seem like Battlefield would just be trying to one-up Call of Duty if they released a title set in World War II, but no matter what EA DICE decides to do, the amazing Battlefield fanbase will support them. Big names, big voices. We are seeing more and more celebrity voiceover actors and actresses being featured in video games. Yet Battlefield hasn't jumped on the train just yet. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare has the digital version of Kevin Spacey as both an in-game actor and voiceover actor. Yes, we know there's a joke in there somewhere. And Call of Duty World War II has Josh Duhamel. In the most recent installments in the franchise, Battlefield has included the likes of Australian treasure Peter O'Brien, True Detective's Alexandra Daddario, and The Wire's Michael Kenneth Williams. But they still haven't caught any big fish yet. Battlefield 5 gives EA DICE the opportunity to correct their previous mistakes and make a splash with a couple of Hollywood favorites by adding their voices to the game. Of course, this means an increased budget, and when it comes to money, there's no one greedier than EA, so we're going out on a limb here and saying this is highly unlikely. That being said, who wouldn't mind seeing Kurt Russell voicing a weary war veteran, or Ray Winstone as a Cockney sergeant, with the impeccable Tom Hardy voicing the main character of the solo campaign? Yeah, now that would be one heck of a star-studded cast, so we're probably a bit over our heads here, but securing one of the 3 is not outside the realm of possibility. Who's got a dump truck full of money? Anyone? Cold War setting. We've already addressed a possible modern setting and World War II setting, but another time period circulating the internet is 1985, during the height of the Cold War. This is something Battlefield has never done. In fact, the Cold War isn't a topic many video games in general have ever touched. It would definitely be a first and offer entirely new environments for players with a time frame that will allow for vehicles and weapons you may have forgotten about. It would be pretty interesting to get your hands on a Bulgarian umbrella. You know, the umbrella that can shoot pellets of ricin to poison targets to death. If you don't believe us, it was totally a thing. Google it. Anyway, not only would a Cold War setting allow there to be new locations, mission types, and weapons available, but the game would allow EA DICE to focus on stealth-based espionage missions. Much of the intrigue of a Cold War setting was due to it never playing out as an actual battle. It was more of a standoff and show of strength between the United States and the USSR. This means Battlefield 5 could include covert operations, such as the infiltration of strongholds to get some vital intel. Giving us the option to play as an American spy or member of the KGB adds another awesome element to what could be one of the best entries in the franchise. No more Premium Pass. Let's be honest, Battlefield's Premium Pass is a load of garbage. Yeah, you heard me. Fans hated it and so did your wallet. For $50, this pass allowed players to receive all 4 digital expansion packs, which normally go for $15 each, and had 2-week early access to each expansion. They would even give premium players weekly battle packs and other little perks. Sounds like a solid deal, right? Well, these expansions never quite hit the mark. A few new weapons and a few new maps don't totally justify the price tag. The funniest thing is that in Battlefield 3, EA DICE upset gamers even more than ever with the Premium Pass. The base Battlefield 3 game was lackluster with very little maps and game mods. Through the expansions, the game slowly felt complete, but you should never have to pay more to get a full game experience. Then again, this is EA we're talking about here, and even Bungie follows the same model with the Destiny franchise, so they're most certainly not alone. Luckily, Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 1 were both complete and polished games that didn't necessarily need the expansion packs. Hopefully, EA DICE gets rid of this Premium Pass and just releases regular expansion passes at the lower price to appeal to both casual and hardcore gamers. And to my wallet, thanks EA. Obviously, EA is making a ton of money off it, so the odds of them abolishing the pass are slim to none, but we'll never give up hope. Improved Frostbite engine. The Frostbite engine first debuted in 2008 with the fan-favorite Battlefield Bad Company, and has been a part of every Battlefield game ever since. Frostbite 3 is the latest version of the software used for the first-person shooter games such as Battlefield 1 and Star Wars Battlefront. Heck, the engine is even being used in EA sports games like Madden 18 and FIFA 18, so it's clearly EA's go-to game engine. Frostbite is exclusive to video games published by EA, and is one of the leading game engines on the market. It's responsible for everything from the level of detail, performance, image stability, graphics, and artificial intelligence found in games. Frostbite not only makes the games look amazing, but provides the mechanics for the interactive online environment so you know and love. There is speculation EA is looking to improve Frostbite's level of detail, performance, and image stability, and apply these changes to the upcoming Battlefield title. It's unlikely EA will completely revamp the game engine to Frostbite 4 for Battlefield 5, but they will hopefully make some changes to improve on the current Frostbite 3 engine. A little facelift, perhaps. Gamers believe the engine will allow players to access more lifelike maps and multiplayer options, as well as the most detailed graphics we've ever seen in glorious 4K definition. No matter what the case may be, expect Battlefield 5 to have the smoothest gameplay in the series. Improved character customization. As amazing as Battlefield 1 is, the character customization in the game is non-existent. It was heavily speculated the game would allow players to customize their characters to the finest detail, but that was just not the case. There weren't any uniforms to choose from, and weapon skins could only be earned from battle packs, but at least we could design our own emblems. It was very disappointing. If Battlefield 5 gives players the opportunity to edit every little detail of their character, it would be an option fans would be ecstatic about. For example, take a look at Call of Duty World War II. In the game, you can choose your online character's face, and there are dozens of different uniforms for each division. It's very basic and gets the job done. We don't need tons of bells and whistles, just a few. In Battlefield 1, every Austro-Hungarian medic looks the same. As we all know by now, variation is a good thing. By being able to design your own character, you will have a closer affiliation with the game, and it would give your soldier their own identity. If they could take a page out of Call of Duty's book and expand on what they did with World War II, they could really make a statement. Having control of facial features of the character and general body type of your player would be awesome, and it would all add to the immersion of Battlefield 5. Through the eyes of the enemy. Can you name a historic first-person shooter where you play an entire campaign as the enemy? Not just one level, but an entire campaign. Yeah, nothing instantly comes to mind for us. The majority of Battlefield games see you playing as the hero, defeating all the enemies that come your way to bring peace to the world. Wouldn't it be interesting to play as the bad guy for once? Who doesn't love a good bad guy? Come on. Well, Battlefield 5 could feature a solo campaign told from the point of view of the opposing enemy. Each of the 6 episodes in Battlefield 1 focused on characters from the Allied powers. They missed an opportunity to have at least one episode from the view of the Central Powers. If Battlefield 5 does something similar with the Axis side during World War II, for example, they would enable a wide range of missions and stories with players being able to take part in major conflicts, such as the German invasion of Poland and the Battle of Berlin. EA DICE has the opportunity to tell one heck of a story in Battlefield 5 and show the human side of the war. They could show how some members of the Wehrmacht did not agree with Hitler's views and all the torment they went through for their country. Not every German soldier was evil. Some of them were just young men doing what they believed was right for their nation. Release date is October 2018. EA DICE finally confirmed a new Battlefield game was on its way earlier this year, but didn't include any more information than that. This led to some fans to believe a new Battlefield game would be released in time for Christmas 2017, despite the usual 2-year life cycle of their major releases. They were disappointed when EA CEO Andrew Wilson revealed they were aiming for a 2018 release, which really shouldn't have been a surprise in the first place. When speaking with investors, he said, "We will continue delivering for our Battlefield fans, including the next great game in the franchise." Well, that sure is vague, isn't it? Wilson didn't really give much away, but fans are expecting something special from the next release. He went on to say our ongoing focus will be on advancing the state-of-the-art in games for players on every platform. This is also an insanely ambiguous statement. What does the state-of-the-art mean? Is he referring to new gameplay features or improved graphics? Is he referring to a new setting or an entirely new online multiplayer system? Tell us! Only time will tell, I guess. If we look at the most recent Battlefield releases, they all come out in late October, so it wouldn't be surprising to see this trend continue with Battlefield 5. The game should be on store shelves in October 2018, but an early September 2018 release is also in the cards. Woohoo, that's less than a year away. Mark the calendars. Battlefield 5 is shaping up to be one heck of a game. Which of these rumors do you hope are true? Are there any rumors you know about that we may have missed? Let us know in the comments section below. Also, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all our videos. Thanks for watching.
Cortana!